Oh, look at this. This is gorgeous. It's sort of like Minecraft on its surface with that blocky style, but somehow more detailed, more rustic. Like the terrain really matters. Hello everyone, and welcome to Vintage Story. And I cannot tell you how many of you have been asking me to play this, and for how long. Now, the reason I put it off is because it seems like something that's a little bit dense to get into. I mean, you've told me that it has much, much deeper survival mechanics than Minecraft ever did. And you've also told me that the real reason you want me to play it is because it's also much spookier. Now, Minecraft is known for being a surprisingly spooky game at times. So when you guys tell me that, it makes me a little nervous and endlessly curious. Okay, standard. The default survival experience of Vintage Story. Balanced exploration, building, and survival. There's also exploration, wilderness survival, Homo sapiens, which removes all lore content and evidence of current or past civilizations. You are the first and only human on the planet. Stronger focus on realistic survival. And create a building. So there are a lot of different experiences for us to choose from. I'm going to start with standard. Something tells me that I may need a lot of help with this one, but we're just going to go with Librarian YT's Cavelands, everything just the way the game gives it to me. It begins, it senses, it remembers all that came before, taste and smell, grand inventions, glimmers in the soil, burning sparks, molded forms, simple tools, a world unbroken, the center unfolding, the carved mountains, the rolling hills, the sheer cliffs. It calls to you, return again. Even the world gen is poetry. That caribou is wearing a saddle. Are we gonna get to ride caribou? Wow, we look like we've been out here for quite some time. The mustache is the neat walrus. It's old Greg. We can choose our voice type: clarinet, alto flute. That is... I love that so much. You know, accordion sort of calls to me. You know what? Exhausted seems like a good expression for me. Class. Ooh, we can choose our class. I'll confirm the skin. Commoner. Leave behind your old life. Crawl into the new world. Commoners are generalists from a multitude of backgrounds. While they have no defining skills or strengths to speak of, they also lack the weaknesses of those who specialize. And then there's, oh wow, there's all kinds of different intrinsic traits that we have. Hunter, malefactor. Terrible things are done in the heart of despair. She is gone, but you remain. Clockmaker, blackguard, tailor. Okay, but we'll go with commoner. That is a lot to figure out. We have something to say, apparently, but it falls on deaf ears. Look at this. Look, we can see the reeds and the leaves swaying, the rain falling on the water. Oh, it's just so alive right from the first time you see it. It identifies the blocks to us, this being muddy gravel, a pink salmon. Can I grab you? Oop, I can hit you. Oh, there's little bits of something coming out of there. You went to hide in the grass. Well, we can try to harvest the reeds, click our way through. I'm not sure we've got anything now. Okay, hold K to open the introductory menu. New to the game? We recommend launching the First Steps tutorial. At any time, press H to access the handbook. Okay. Or we can press Shift H to open the handbook for the block you're currently looking at. Awesome onboarding. So, let's see. Use WASD to move, space to jump, Shift to sneak. And control to sprint. Okay, I'm probably gonna reverse that. Hold Alt to release your mouse. And there we can click on things on the screen. Press tab to open chat. C is our inventory. Oh, E is our inventory. C is our character screen. Alright, find 4 sticks on the ground, in forests, or when breaking leaves with branches inside. I see, we can pick up stones from the ground. It's right-click to pick things up. Gathering sticks, gathering sticks. Hope they're not for firewood. Everything's gonna be wet. Ooh, and look. There's actually a cart right here. Looks like it's become stuck in the mud, but maybe it'll have some starting materials for us. Oh, hey, it's a bear. It's a bear. Well, hopefully it's a realistic black bear and won't really bother me unless I bother it. Is it following me? I don't believe it is. Mushrooms? Okay, maybe we can eat those, or maybe they kill us. There's only one way to find out, and this is how science works. You're a natural. Use 2 stones to create a knife blade with the napping system. This type of stone is too soft to be used for napping, but this I can use. Okay, and from here, you can make the knife blade. There we go. Oh, wow. So we chose the knife blade shape. Now we have to... Look at that! We're actually physically crafting it right here. I can hold it down, right? Yes. That is so cool. So crafting is a lot more involved. If I just break you off entirely, that's all we need. And now we've got a knife blade. But it still needs a handle. This is so much deeper. For that, I just need you and a stick. So if I put one of those right there, now I've got a knife. Welcome to the Stone Age. With your knife in hands, hold left click to harvest 8 reeds from cattails or papyrus. This seems really overwhelming at first, but it seems like the kind of thing that once you get the hang of it, is not all that difficult. Okay, so we can go like that, pick up you. Now I've got these things, and I just need 7 more. This is so cool. It's like all the things that are abstracted in Minecraft are things we actually have to physically handle ourselves, and it's not just complexity for complexity's sake. It feels more like it's being done so that we have more freedom in how we employ these things. Because in a game that's so creative, when you change things at the base level, it absolutely multiplies the number of things you can do with it. Storage time. Using 10 cattails or papyrus, craft a basket. Okay. So how do I make a basket? I like how these menus can overlap too. There we go. Now I've got a basket. We put it in one of our special slots. And now I need an axe. I need some nappable stones to make an axe head. Then craft an axe. There we go. Now we've got our axe head. We just need to place that alongside that. And we've got an axe. Already so much more satisfying. I can't believe that this has way better tutorials than Minecraft, where you pretty much have to look everything up. Right. Way to go, you lumberjack. Let's turn that into firewood. Use the logs and axe to craft 4 firewood in your inventory, and I guess we do that by chopping trees. Well, let's answer the biggest question in this game. Can trees be felled? Well, it certainly takes a little while, that's for sure. Which is why I really, really hope the answer is yes. There we go, that's precisely what happens. And we do pick them up automatically. We also need tinder, so we're gonna cut some... Oh, don't be scared, little guy. We gotta cut some grass into dry grass. So let's take some of that. Oh wow, we can use anything. Don't let anything go to waste. I'm assuming that green on the right is probably my hunger bar, right? Okay, time to invent fire. With the dry grass in your hands, aim at the ground. But won't it get rained out or be more difficult to maintain in general? Now we gotta lay down the firewood. That is so cool. Now we just need a fire starter. Right click. Might take a couple tries, it says. We're also in the rain, which probably doesn't help. There we go, and... Yep. You have discovered fire. But once more, being in the rain, probably not good, right? And I'm hearing the wolves. Okay. We need to build a shelter. Tell you what, how's the physics simulation here? Can I build off of this? I can. That's a nice canopy for now. Why don't we try building another fire down here? It's not ideal, but it may just have to be what we do. I'm gonna try our fire starter here now, where it's at least somewhat protected from the rain. Or at least I hope it would be. There we go. Now that we've got a fire going, using some dried grass and a stick, we can make a torch. And I actually need a source of fire, it seems. Hold on. Wait. Give it a few seconds. It needs to reach 300 degrees. It's actually that deep. Wow. Ooh, pick up the lit torch from our fire pit. But now what? I mean, I've got it. Can I place it there? Ow. I can get burned on it, too. So I really am just on my own now, huh? Well, that's no good. I'm starving. I gotta figure out what to eat. Not you. I'm not that desperate yet. Look at him scamper away. Let's see if there's anything good in here. Nothing in the chest. Nothing in the chest. Staying close to this is probably going to be what we want early on, right? Yeah, there really is just nothing here at all. Oh, hey! There's somebody in here! There was always somebody here. Are you like a traitor? Well, don't I feel silly? You were probably laughing at me. You got a bed and everything. Ah, haven't seen you around here before. You just wake up? I think I might still be dreaming. This ain't a dream, stranger. At least not one you'd like to be in. The air, the sun, the fields. How can it be real? They give you a tired smile. I can see it, friend. It's real, but it's treacherous. Demons stalk the land. And the world itself shifts. Okay, interesting. Why live out here like this? Most people live in the villages, holed up and cautious of any threats. And there certainly are threats, as you've likely seen. No, I haven't! Not me, though. I like it out here. And besides, there's a profit to be made. I'd live in a nice, safe village if I could. Well, later, Tater. Don't suppose I can stay here with you. Nope, I've got my own little camp right outside. That's gonna keep going for a while, but I am in real trouble if I don't get something to eat soon. Oh my god! Hey, if you get that, can I have some scraps? Okay, raccoon bought itself some time. There's something going on over there. And the bear seems to have desisted its chase. Okay, maybe I stay over here by the light of the fire, which is becoming more inviting by the second. Well, by comparison, anyway. Wow, the nights are really gonna be something, aren't they? This is gonna be weird, but can I maybe Ooh, eat these things? Hang on, that's a different thing. What are these? Cattails? Cattail root. Oh, cooking temperature. It says it if you mouse over stuff. Okay. Okay, we're ready. We're ready to live off the fat of the land. Ow! Oh my god! Oh my god! What is that thing? That damaged me. That damaged me. That damaged me. Kill it. It's running off. Oh, look at that. Things are smart enough to retreat. Well, I'm smart enough to chase then. There you go. See, it's important when you're attacked to go just a little bit longer than when they call it. That way they know they're not in charge. Oh my god! I don't even know what that was. Oh, coming back for more, are you? Unless you're a different one, which would be most bad. Oh my... This place sucks! It's respawn or rage quit. I spawned somewhere completely What? I spawned somewhere completely different. What do you want me to do? We're gonna have to kill you. Clearly running isn't enough. Oh, and you're throwing rocks. That's your ranged attack. I wonder, do you actually have to pick them up off the ground, or what? You got burned on the fire. Can I cook you? That's actually a serious question right now. Keeping you cornered there helps, but it doesn't seem like anything we have is actually doing much to you. Well, until your death. Wait, are you dead? The knife I can harvest from you. We need to build walls, that's all there is to it. And you guys are just gonna keep being a problem. What the heck? You're like some kind of grasshopper creature. And if you're gonna keep leaping out of the shadows like that, I don't know how I'm gonna do anything about it. It took all day to learn the mechanics. Nope. I was waiting for you. Okay, so this is Minecraft if Minecraft were Darkwood. I'm just getting spawn killed over and over. Peaceful village lands. Something tells me that's not going to be correct. But we're starting a new world. There's no getting out of that. Yeah, sure, why not? But I'm still always going to go with the accordion. Hair-wise, I like looking sort of grungy. There we go. And we're always going to be a commoner. Always starting out in the rain. But we know where we're starting now. Gotta find some rocks. Oh, look. A little caravan spawns right away, no matter what. So that'll always be there at the start of a world. That's useful to know. We did sort of show up at the bottom of some mountains, so maybe we could use those to get a head start? I mean, the Hobbit hole was always the first choice for Minecraft. You can also make a shovel head in much the same way. And I imagine that Minecraft knowledge will probably carry over a fair bit, right? At least as far as getting started. There we are. And that's already a much quicker start than we had before. I'm starting to get some kind of screen effects. Am I maybe starting to get cold? Is that going to start to hurt me over time? Maybe now would be a good time to go visit the trader if I can figure out a way up here. I mean, we could see what they have for sale at least. Yep. Oh my, you're a little strange looking. Just a funny little guy in a much less cozy house. It's good to see a friendly face. Bold of you to assume I'm friendly. Welcome to my home. Got anything to trade? Oh, you've got many things. Oh, and gears act as the currency. Gears act as currency. Good to know. I really need to start making a fire, though. And for that, I need to find some trees. Jeez. Oh, wow. These wind effects are actually really intense. That's probably what's really doing it. But, you know, as usual, No trees, no firewood, no fire. Oh, great, a bear. You know, I had to come a really long way to find any trees. What is it with survival games and binding control to sprint, by the way? Oh wow. Seems like the storm has let up somewhat. And there's a big old pit to the center of the earth right there. Okay, we've really got to build ourselves a fire and warm up. At least the rain has stopped. Although there is a big snowy mountain peak right beside us. In this clearing, we shall build ourselves a fire. And now we need a fire starter. There we are. Now, I'm really, really hoping that this starts to solve itself as a problem. It actually looks like it's having a considerable impact on our shivering already, which is great. And there's plenty of logs left over. We can continue to build a house. I'm assuming that we can get some more efficient use out of these things, make them into planks or whatever. But right now, this is all I care about, is keeping safe from the elements. And I imagine that a game like this might actually have insulation mechanics. Oh god, could it even have mechanics where we can suffocate if we're just inside with a fire that's not properly ventilated? Normally when I play a game I wouldn't normally play, it's a welcome thing when the thing I'm trying to get to presents itself early. But I really didn't think I'd be swarmed by otherworldly demons on my first night. See, I don't really like survival games. There's several that you've asked me to play, and I've never done it because the idea of, like, having to, you know, find food and survive and manage temperature, all that, like, the long dark and all that, I just don't find them fun at all. Because there's just such a lack of direction a lot of the time. It's like, okay, I built my house, I built my farm, now what? We can get an idea for just how much there is to craft and just how far we can actually come by just scrolling through a simple search in the handbook. We can even make padlocks and such. By doing that, we can make a crude door. There we go, probably all we're going to be able to get right now. There we go. And hopefully that keeps us safe at night, although I would not put it past it to be the kind of game where things can break in. Go. Maybe I should leave some sort of vertical ventilation. Well, it's mine and I'm proud. Now I gotta go look for food. Oh my god! Oh my god, it's a mauling! Oh, are you kidding? You just randomly... I'm all the way back here. There's a bunch of things swarming around my stuff. It does not matter if I die, I just need to get it back home. Because I can find this stuff again. I guess it doesn't despawn like in Minecraft, which is kind of nice. But I think what has to happen is we have to build a bed. I need to see if we can do it out of grass. That's kind of cool how things have an animation for flying through the air and then landing on the ground, where they sort of become like a static object. That's like really neat interaction. There we go. We just need a whole bunch of these. Now, do baskets stack? They do, and presumably we can make better things as well. So there's definitely a nice, like, tier system here, and you can see it even in, like, the building materials. But as for you, all of our roots are done. That may actually prevent them from growing back, which sucks. But right now, it's kind of all we've got. There, that buys us a few minutes. There we go, boop, boop, boop. That's a hay bed. And hopefully that means a hay spawn point. But we don't need to sleep right now. Literally, wind sweeping down the plains. You gotta love it. The door fell off. Oh, well, it says right there, crudely made tends to fall apart when used. I definitely trust that to get me through the night. Look, we can even see the smoke trailing off with the wind. That is so cool. A spear. Yeah, that's what we really need right now is, like, true weapons. We can make arrowheads. We've got our spear now. Can we throw? We can. And you know what? That's probably also how we're going to go about getting food. We need to find some bunnies or something, because we need something a lot more substantial than the cattails. I will say, one thing that does make this pretty intuitive is just coming off of Minecraft knowledge. Otherwise, I think this would be even harder than it already is. But it does help that we can type into the handbook whenever we want, and most things that you would expect to be there pretty much have been so far. Animals are also seemingly a lot more rare than they were in Minecraft. Like, they don't just kind of hang out and take up space. They're off doing animal stuff. I feel more like I'm playing the Hunter rather than Minecraft. Yeah, there's another idea for a game to do on the channel. Okay, you'll smolder for a while, and we can just kind of put stuff back on, so that's nice. Look at these shadows. It's like Minecraft with basic shaders right from the get-go. Ow, that damaged me? There's a pit of despair immediately in front of my home, which I'm going to admit does cause me some concern. Oh my god. It's a wolf. It's a frickin' wolf. Oh my god, it missed! Well, yeah, I'm thinking I need multiple spears for the— oh my god, that sucks so much. Alright, let's try using the regular mode then. Keep you at distance. That might be better. Oh no, where do you think you're going? If you had turned around right then, it would have been really funny. Oh, there's more. There's more. I hear yelping. Am I just getting close to your puppies? Is that why you're mad? Not that you have a right to be mad. Still, the fact that I can ward you off, it makes a big difference, to say the least. Yep, okay, there's a little baby there. You know, it's a really funny thing about humans. We don't really have much going for us physically. We're not the fastest, we're not the strongest, we don't have claws. But we're smart, you know? We were the ones who could see the gazelle, and first of all, we could outlast it. We could keep walking until it was tired and couldn't run anymore. But also, we had the ability to come up with tools. We could throw a spear, we could set a trap, and we got smarter and came up with more ways to catch the gazelle. We developed guns and drones and all these things, thermal optics. But we kind of screwed ourselves because we got smart enough to look at that gazelle grazing blissfully unaware and think, when will the killing end? Whoa, lightning strikes. The atmosphere of this is incredible. Here we are, hiding in our little house. Hoping that nothing has the ability to climb in through the open roof, which we absolutely do not know for a sure thing, by the way. All we can do is make it harder. I mean, heck, something can probably knock that door down. It seems like the type of game. All we can do is keep eating these roots since I refuse to kill any animals, or even if I didn't, I couldn't catch them. First time. Let's try and sleep. Look at that hunger deplete. Okay, can we get up now? Oh. Yeah, we did not have enough food in our belly. And it is so dark as well. I'm hoping we're close to morning now. But yeah, I'm actually glad for the ability to wake up because there's so much more to consider. Oh, well, it seems like morning has actually arrived. Look at that, we survived a night. Let's find out if we can eat these as well. Just finding out what we can eat is going to be a huge part of this. Tool roots. Looks like they can be cooked as well. We really are just gobbling up the entire ecosystem of this place, I'm aware, but I mean, I gotta eat, and this is our best bet for now. Spears, definitely a much better weapon than an axe when it comes to things that can easily kill us. And it looks like we're slowly healing as well. Maybe there's some items we can use to do that more quickly. Oh, there's those wolves out there. There's that door breaking again. Oh, hey, buddy! It's not morning yet. Well, this door did seem to keep at least the most basic of enemies at bay, and here he is again. Can they see me through it? They definitely know I'm in here. Maybe they seek out sources of light. You sort of look like a mole, I guess. Oop. Never mind. Screw that. Oh god. Did it throw something at me, maybe? I hope so, because the alternative is that it's trying to get in here. Oh, look, I can actually kind of see the smoke gathering against the ceiling. That's probably not good, right? I wonder if it's actually possible to make like a stovepipe or something, an actual chimney? Okay, buddy, I am actually gonna have to ask you to leave at a certain point. You're stuck in there. Let's try and keep it that way. Surface bow torn. Oh, you're out. You're also ignoring me. Is that like a daytime feature? Well, maybe I'd do better not to provoke you then. Oh, hey, look! Look, that is so cool. This isn't just a formation of stones, it's actually, what are you looking at? This is actually the remains of a fireplace. Ow! Yep, I figured you were gonna do something like that. You have like a spit attack. It's not just stones. We're gonna have to get inside. One of you again. So it's not just at night. Well, why don't we do what we'd always do in Minecraft in this situation? Wait it out by digging down. Okay, this works as one would expect. Becoming a tunnel king couldn't be bad, right? Only question, how do we dig any deeper considering we don't have a pickaxe? We're already finding different types of stone. Medium fertility soil. That's something that is addressed in this. This fire's also going to go out pretty soon. Will these things fight the wolves? Right, you know what? I'm going to leave and ignore you guys and go do something else. And hopefully I don't find you living in my house when I come back. How about that? You're chasing me. You're booking it. Huh. I see the floating islands have made it here as well. You can see insects fluttering about in the sky. I gotta tell you, this game's vibrance and its music, it really doesn't show you just how tough it is. Although I am learning it, it's just... finding copper is proving to be a huge problem. It's like, okay, you need a pickaxe in order to dig down and get more ores, but in order to get a pickaxe, you need to just get lucky and sort of find stuff on the surface, at least as far as I'm able to tell. I think you can even pan for it, but I don't know if I have the materials to do that. Let's check. Panda bear pelts, hide helmets, body armor. Well, I don't think we've quite worked up to panda armor yet. We could... Oh, dude, we can totally make a pan. Right after we survive the apocalypse. That's nonsense. That hit. Where are you? Come on. I'm a predator. I'm a dangerous predator. Okay, got a fish. Now let's open up this fish. See if we get anything. We get some raw fish. It's actually, wait, it's less food than the roots. That's insane. That's kind of cool. If we put a fish on the fire, it'll be on its own roast. Neatness. What I don't know right now is where I find sand or gravel. Muddy gravel doesn't count. Granite gravel. This could be what we're looking for. There we go. Now that we filled it up, we probably need some water, right? And it's right here. Okay, this is a great place to do this. It's close to home, too. And we found some native copper nuggets. Okay, okay, this is cool. I really do think that this game is like a next step after Minecraft, and what I mean by that is, well, look at Factorio mods, look at any game. You learn it, you get into it, and then once you've done everything there is to do, that's when you start to think, I wish this was more complicated. I wish there was more to do with that, more to learn, so that I could build on top of that foundational knowledge. We found blue clay, which we can form into pottery. Maybe we can use that back home. Also, don't think I haven't noticed the sort of partial blocks. Oh yeah, construction in this is definitely also something we can work with. It's kind of weird that the first thing you're expected to do in this, to even have any real inventory space, is make yourself some extra carrying capacity. Where in Minecraft, you really can't upgrade your carrying capacity. I think there's like an item, and that would be like the shulker boxes. Look at, this is the stuff I like to see, just full wiki-style information for every object in the game, right here in-game. Oh wait, it also mentioned marking locations on maps. We can actually physically do that. Dude. 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 It's all right here. You can feel the frustrations with base Minecraft. Good to see our fire is still going. Let's make sure we can keep it going a little while longer. And things are starting to move around. Okay, well, I've got some blue clay, which I should actually be able to make into a crucible, no? Through clay forming. Some of these things are just like a physical process. Oh my god, like the basics are not basic in this game. Oh my god, there's so much. There's so much. I'm hearing you guys a lot out there tonight. Oh my god, you want in. Hey, oh wow, it's like a swarm of you things. The mole people want at that fire. Well, warmth is for me. So every morning is basically begin with running out of here, huh? Alright, that's fine. They can chase me pretty fast and far. They're definitely getting more numerous each night. There's some strange noises emanating from those strange beings. Which I suppose makes them appropriate noises. I'm trying to figure out if these things move. Also trying to steer clear of you guys. The wildlife don't seem to mind them. Okay, nope, 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 nope. Wondering if I back away, if you'll just leave me alone. Oh, come on. Come on! I was alive for days. Wait, what? You don't... How do you respawn? You don't spawn where you were? I looked it up. There's no changing respawn. I mean, you could use a command, which is what I'm ultimately going to end up doing. Otherwise, your bed doesn't do it. It's a rare item drop that you can get from enemies, from combat. I don't know what the thought process is behind that. Let's see if this works. We go like this. Now we can make you... We need to make you into a crucible. I guess these have different sizes or scales. There we go. And the crafting system. I really like this crafting system. And then we go like that. Come on. Oh, in your case, we do have to remove everything. So that we can put it there. Oh, I see. We have to sit here and actually build it out. We hadn't done that before. But this is what it takes. And it's down to such a tiny level. Imagine if Minecraft could do this. Really a game to make you appreciate what you have. You can't build much in bulk. We're really running into the problem that I have with survival games right now, though. And unfortunately, for as cool as I can appreciate all this stuff is, it's just running into that problem of this is just tedious. Like, I want to finish doing all of this, but first I need to find the materials, and I feel like I'm playing an idle game. Like, I'm looking at posts on the full process of just making a copper pickaxe, the first pickaxe in the game. And like, I'm just checking out. Oh, look at that. We're actually finding arrowheads doing this. Even a copper spearhead. Well, maybe it's worth it to make something out of that. We're doing some real archaeology. And I do wonder what happens once you really start digging down. Okay, so now we've got this thing, and I'm pretty sure I need to put it in here. Oh wow, it actually fits in a corner, which is kind of neat. Gotta wait for some stuff to finish cooking so I can stop starving to death. Hey look, it's our first copper tool. Before we ever made copper because we found some while panning. Maybe this game gets going once it's going, but it ain't going now. What I'm trying to do right now is find some surface copper. I think we might have had some in the first world, but that surface copper can be... Well, it basically means that there's a vein right under it. And the reason I'm doing that is because once we have our copper tools, once we have our first pickaxe, it would be a waste to use it on regular stone. We need to use it to get more copper. Unless we want to go back to panning, that is. Okay, what do you heal? Not actually that much more. Not actually that much better than just eating roots. And look at these biomes. Even the sway on the trees does so much to bring this world to life. I'm having an excellent time walking around in it, but not such an excellent time knowing that unless I find the very specific spawns, I can't progress. One of those things. Just seeing it skitter over the hill, maybe in here, counts as dark enough. Oh god, what's happening? Oh god, what's happening? There's nowhere else for me to go. I feel like I need a machete to climb through here. You know, I find there's something really creepy about the fact that you guys are just out here. Like, most games would save something like you for an endgame level threat, something this mind-bending, but the fact that you're just around and known Well, that actually does a lot more for the world than most written notes ever could. I wonder if there's anything we can find in these ruins? Like a box or something like that? And here, there's bony soil. So many bones. What if we tried digging it up? Well, I suppose I could take that back with me. Are those maybe the inhabitants? Alright, we did all that. Now we need to place some dried grass and some sticks. According to this now, what we need is firewood, 3, 4. And then we can ignite using either a fire starter or a torch. We've got a fire starter, so we may as well use that. I like that lit things can be used to light other things, by the way. There we go. And the UI at the top will tell us what's in there. So presumably that'll also tell us when it's done. Ow. Okay, everything around it is... Oh, my. Okay, so we're gonna have to start an impromptu fire break operation, because I don't want this reaching my house. It is high time we built some storage for ourselves. So let's go ahead and place that down at the foot of our bed. And now we can start putting some of our stuff away, stuff we don't need to be carrying all the time. There we go. And there we go. Let's also keep our iron nice and safe here. Still not sure what to do with the bony soil. Carrying many corpses on me right now. This game's definitely got something going for it with the beautiful world on its surface that you really don't have to dig deep to find everything that's wrong just beneath. I don't know, it actually kind of reminds me of some of the darker Easter eggs in Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm actually going to turn the music off, or at least down, because as good as it is, and it is really good music, it's very distracting. Like, often it does not fit at all. I don't know, maybe there could be some specific night ambiance, and the night ambiance is here for sure. Look at the phases of the moon. And the wolves to howl at it. Foraging can get you pretty far in this game, it really can, but once winter comes, you gotta have something set up. And I'm simply not going to. I'm still trying to get this copper. See, I think it's moments like this that this game does best. The moment you're out scavenging and the wind blows through just right. It's got some of the best wind ambiance I've ever heard in a game. If only I could have some of the best copper spawns I've ever heard in a game. So here we are again, and I have spent another 45 minutes of just off-camera running around looking for copper, and we finally found someone. I got a bunch of help and advice from my friend Canis, who's been playing this for quite a while. I just want you to see, this is what it took. This is what it took to actually find some copper. Here's our base over here. But anyway, we're going to start picking this stuff up, finding all this copper, and maybe grabbing some more while we're here. I think I actually do still need some more. Although maybe it'll be worth it to get some more via panning. Oh, but there's one thing I had forgotten. Oh, right, I already did mark it. Because the common advice is that if you find surface copper, or surface anything really, what that means is that there's a vein below the surface. So let's start digging down and see if we can reach it. There it is. There it is. We can probably also pan this gravel. Look at you hiding in the trees. It sounds like a cross between something echoing like the metal leg of a chair in an empty building and maybe a siren on an empty street. and the roar of thunder that isn't actually present in the sky. These things are so creepy, and probably one of the biggest, most interesting world things we've encountered so far. Oh, there's another set of ruins, and look! I was told to look for these cracked vessels. Now the question is, what do I do with it? Do I break it open? Oh, we find stuff. In this case, wait, if I drop something like this thatch, which I don't care about, we get a flint knife. There's a few things it was recommended that I tried, the first of which is actually digging up this bone soil. Well, I guess I can't actually reach in there and get it. Thank you very much. I was advised to harvest and plant these red currant bushes. There we go. And there we go. And these will start to grow on their own in time. Of course, I have no idea how close winter is to approaching, but hey, at least get stuff out of our inventory. I was also told that we could place this bone soil next to some water, and apparently it is actually a candidate for panning. I wonder if that gets us anything unique. There we go. See, I feel like I would... Yes, I am standing in water game. I feel like I would like this a lot more if it weren't for the fact that I need to condense all of this down into a video, and it's like taking a lot of time. As it turns out, all we've got is bone meal. And we're getting more and more of it. Well, it's right in the name. Flax fibers. 4 of them can be turned into twine. Alright, well, you know what? May as well just start... Oh, hey, look! Our crucible is done. Dark brown ceramic crucible. Okay, well, I want you. Maybe that means we'll finally be able to start smelting our tools right after we're done with all this. We can actually keep all of our panning gravel just in a nice pile over here. Flint arrowhead, we should try making some arrows. But it seems like we're generally just finding higher quality stuff in this bone soil. I mean, after all, this is where people that came before lost their stuff. Well, including their lives. Makes it a lot worse that it seems to be inside the fireplaces, huh? And that's the thing about this game. It's got so much more richness to the world. You really feel like, even though you may be starting from scratch, you're in the ruins, the ancient ruins of something that came long, long before. It feels less like starting new and more like starting over. Just at a time scale that doesn't make much difference to your own character. But sleeping is a lot cozier when you know about the danger that's out there. Alright, now if we put you there, and we take some of our can... That's actually kind of cool that we can select multiple menus at a time. If we put you in there... From what I've been told, this is not actually going to burn hot enough, that we need to hit at least 800 Celsius, and this is only going to reach about 700. So we need to make charcoal. Do we do that the same way as in Minecraft? It does not seem so. I had marked another cracked vessel over here. I cut it open with my knife. What did we find? No, seriously, what did we find? Wow, we just have lots and lots of shovels. I just got attacked by a chicken. That can happen? Hey, we got another copper spearhead. That's good. We can make another one if need be. That's kind of weird. Hang on. Why is there a block there? What is this? Are these like some ruins or something? Shell cobblestone. No, 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 no. God doesn't make cobblestone. look at this. We're doing archaeology now. These actually are pretty much directly under the hill, almost like somebody deliberately buried it rather than simple soil deposits being here. Nothing really of use here, but this is definitely construction. Used to be something, right? Wow, this is a whole house still left here. And a whole lot of homeowners left in the dust, literally. But yeah, I can't find clay anywhere. This is the second time I've just been on an endless resource hunt. We got some red clay. Can I use that with what I've already put down? Yeah, let's dig it up. I don't believe... Okay, there we go. I don't believe this actually matters, right? Like, I'm pretty sure they're interchangeable. If that's the case, then this helps us big time. As long as I can make the molds. Like, this is so much that even if I can't combine it with what I already put down, it doesn't even matter. Alright, first let's find out if we can combine you. It doesn't seem like we can. You know what? Forget it. Just abandon that mold. We've got plenty for right here. Now, we need to make a hammer mold. Man, what are you supposed to do if you need to, like, make things in bulk? Because it seems like it takes kind of forever. Dude, we're basically 3D printing this, going layer by layer. What happens if you want to manufacture stuff in bulk, though? Like, if you need a lot of something. Okay, there's our hammer mold. And next we're going to need a pickaxe mold. That technically we don't need that right away, but we might as well start building it. Dude, I was into this up to a point, but this is so tedious, it's unreal. So, how does one make this? Obtained by charcoal burning. Get enough firewood, dig a pit. Hey, look at that! I actually nailed you! I feel really bad now. Well, screw you and your hollow victory. Whatever, it's not like there's not a bunch of other wolves out there that can take you in. Can I harvest from you? There we go. Oh wow, we got your hide, a lump of fat, which I guess we can burn, and some meat. Now I know that we can build, like, a root cellar. I don't know exactly how that works. It's not that easy, but look, we even leave your bones behind, which we can use for bone meal. Nothing goes to waste. And it seems to me that the way to manufacture this... Oh wow, the way I built this is actually going to require a lot of firewood. But this essentially all needs to be buried. Wow, this is going to take a lot. But dirt should work as long as it's contained this way. Oh, no, no, no. You are not taking your revenge today. Thank you. That's the last thing I need right now. About 2 trees got me 8 maple logs. Do you see the lion face in the tree bark there? I see it. I mean, it's becoming higher definition as it goes, too, as the cracks deepen. But anyway, now I've got that. And we really, really need to get this going. I think that's all we need. But then we also need... I might have to pile on top of that now that I think about it. We are cooked bush meat. And it's actually not worth all that much, but at least we got a decent amount. You know, it's not just the weather effects. The lighting in this really get the subtleties of certain times of day right. I think it's kind of cool that it actually tells you how much firewood is stacked in a given block. I think I need to make a fire pit now, which is going to require even more. There we go. Now it's called a charcoal pit. We've got that dirt. So now we can just go boop, boop, boop. I think we're gonna have to cover that up as well, right? I'm always double checking to make sure we don't screw this up. Like that fire pit, there we go. Charcoal pit is burning, and we cover that up. There is now a fire burning underground, and I guess the lack of oxygen is what enables that to become what it is. The question is, how do we know when it's done? Oh, look at this. This lighting, it just really is something else. Same with the density of wolves in the area. Could have sworn I'd killed one. But anyways, let's have a little bit of jerky now. You know, I really feel like I've earned this. An entire wolf. An entire wolf, basically a snack. Entire wolves, cousins of dire wolves. Oh, okay. It's smoking, which the wiki says is what we need exactly. We haven't actually seen any monsters in a while. Maybe it's because we're going to bed soon enough? Although we do occasionally encounter them during the day, which is a little bit of unexpectedness that I like. Hey, speak of the devil. Oh, right, you have projectiles. Well, you know what? Let's try and kill one. Let's try and kill one, because I was going to risk it and try going into one of those other things. You'll actually run away! Oop, down you go. Yeah, something tells me you actually prefer it down there. Look at you, you're carrying, like, a sack made of bone on your back. Unless that is your back. I really want to look at you guys more closely. You seem to have escaped this time. Whether you feel the same way is up to you. But I was thinking, let's go find one of those vortexes. Look at that mountain fading in as we run towards these things. Ooh. Hang on, are you another traitor? You look like a different kind of structure. Like, not just a cart. Out of my way, animals. I want to see what this is. Looks defensible. And I can hear somebody chatting away. Where's your front door? Treasure hunter banner. Ruin door. Well, this is rustic and simultaneously rusty. Ruined pickaxe. A bronze axe, which I could steal if I were like that. Hey there, you. Is this where we're headed? Ah, new customer. How can I help you? What's your name? Kind of you to ask, traveler. It's Edel. Why live out here like this? Yeah. I cannot build or destroy here. It is owned by the treasure hunter. So it seems like the game kind of arbitrarily restricts us from being a bandit. Not that that's what I want to do. But yeah. And look, this is another place where we can see that the details on construction are a lot finer than in Minecraft. I wonder if these things actually work. Suffice to say, you're pretty safe out here. You've got a good thing going. And I don't know, seeing that does give at least more of a sense that we're working towards something. Definitely more than what I've felt so far. But I'm trying to find more of those vortex things. Of course they were everywhere until the very moment I wanted them. Because the rain keeps putting it out, I think it's time we did a little experiment. Is it actually going to smoke this place out and make it unlivable? I mean, I suppose we could make a window in the back, and that door is probably not airtight, since we learned that that's a thing in this game. There we go. It seems to me like this has stopped burning. So does that mean that it's time to dig this up? This may have worked. I mean, that coal definitely looks charred. 6 layers of charcoal, yes. How does one harvest it? I just want to be careful not to waste it. There we go. Oh, it's very layered. We gotta dig for each little bit. One thing I really like about this game is the physical aspect, having to construct spaces that create the environment necessary to do certain things. That's a really, really cool idea. Now, as for you, how are we doing this? I think we need the crucible. Definitely need the crucible. And will it work on a regular fire? Put that in there. I apparently need vines to make rope, to make tongs, because nothing's ever easy. But I think I should be able to get some from stuff like that. That thing's been taunting me for this entire game. How does one make rope? Just a little bit of this. There we go. Probably has a number of uses. Tongs. We have tongs. Now I just need to figure out where we smelt. It'll start to heat up. If I put you in there, will it heat more? It will. It will if you're there. I think we're smelting. I really think we're smelting. Although at this rate, we're probably actually going to need more of that charcoal. In fact, maybe I should even put some more on. Actually it doesn't... Oh no, it's doing something. It's physically changing. Smelting temperature 1084. Hope it... Well, it will reach that at this rate. It is a fascinating process, I will say that. Having it be more involved does make it more rewarding. It just took so friggin' long to get here. And from what I've heard, I'm gonna need to find more of this stuff, but well, once we can make a pickaxe, we can pretty easily get more from that vein. There we go. The crucible contains molten whatevers. We're probably gonna want to be holding the tongs for this, right? Yeah. Ow, yep. Yep, okay. Stop picking it up then, maybe. Can you pick it up? Can you pick it up? Apparently we can put that in our offhand, and perhaps that allows us to pick it up? There we go. Haven't actually had to use the offhand yet. Hasn't been required, at least. Now I think what we need is to get you, sir, and you, sir. You know what? Forget this for right now. Drop that down there. I don't actually need it. I'm gonna have to heat it up again later. And I don't want to waste the charcoal, because I forgot you have to heat these things up. So now I gotta do another world tour and get a million things. I see the wolf population has rebounded. Whoa! Whoa! The lightning is not happy with me. Yeah, I'm expecting that we're probably... We've just got, like, solid metal in there right now, so we're probably gonna have to reheat all that. You know, like an old onion. I don't know what I'm talking about. What is I just need more sticks. There's always a shortage of everything the second I want it. Oh, this actually will spread to surrounding things. Okay. Well, never mind that then. Let's make a little break here. So what's the acceptable distance here? Because I've never had it just rain all day like this before. Oh, there we go. One of you guys has spawned. It's... Ow. Oh god, hail! It's hail! It's hail out there is what it is. Okay, you know what? I was advised, though, that I should see what happens when you walk into one of those things, and this one appearing right in front of me and staring me down from my front door, well, if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. It's even bringing biblical plagues along with it. So, let's go see what's up. Oh my god! That was a crazy distortion of the landscape, and, well, I guess it showed us our true god rising up over the horizon. Money. Gears are money in this world, right? Oh, look, look, look. The one in the middle, it's like a bar that's seemingly depleted. There is something to those, isn't there? Well, look. I need to get some fires going. Will hail put out fires? I honestly don't know. Maybe it interrupts what I'm trying to do here. It does not. Okay, it still does. Would you look at that? The hail actually floats around on the surface of the water. How cool is that? You know what I also just realized? I mean, I was just thinking, it's kind of weird that you don't really hear the hail on our rooftop, but it does take note of when you open the door. Look at that moon. Oh my god! Well, that's this game in a nutshell, isn't it? Almost feels like a more fair version of the Escape and Run Parasites mod. Give me this. Part of me is almost tempted to try and fight it, but I also don't really want to potentially let it in. More things roving about. Got our coal pit burning underground. Come on. Ah, you're trying to run now? You trying to run? No, you don't. There we go, we gotcha. And your friend? Surface drifter. Oh no, you're not dead. You were momentarily injured. Okay, we need you dead for good. Now you're a surface shiver. Alright, let's do some science, see what you've got. Okay, you've got nothing on you. I was gonna say, are you anything we can eat? But I guess that's not to be. Can't we at least take some parts for trophies? I mean, I did all this work. But yeah, things definitely get a lot easier once you have tools like this. And the efficiency of the copper spear hasn't really degraded at all. So I'm guessing that there's a huge gulf between metal tools of any kind and the stuff that we use from flint. I should actually see, is there any type of armor? Well, there's different hides. We can make wood armor. Put you there, and put you there. Improvised armor, oh my god. And something wants to put it to the test. How do I put this on? Wait, no, there was a menu for this. There we go. Put that here. And now we've got some additional protection, I suppose. Oh wow, we've got like nothing in the way of these nutrients. But at the very least, we can keep our... Oh no, never mind. I'm not worried about you. I would like for you to leave before I open the door, though. Oh, there's a couple of you. Wait, will you guys be kept at bay? Ah, you're fighting each other. Infighting. What killed you? Huh, do you guys maybe have, like, bleed-out damage? Oh well. Still gotta cut you up and remove you. A mangled body. Must have been killed by a vile creature. Hey! probably shouldn't be, but I am just sort of hunting these things for fun now. I mean, all the grief they've given me throughout the game, I might as well. Die. 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 No, you don't. I've got armor. Nothing can stop me now. I have fire. I have tools. I'm king of my own domain. Where do you think you're going? No, no, no. Ow. Ooh, that one crawls on the ground. I wonder if it's due to injury or if it's just the way certain ones work. Get down there. Auto-dispose of yourselves. Oh wow, this thing is actually starting to display some damage. That one's dead. We're getting way into combat, but there's more of them out here. We really can't fight this right now. So let's just get inside. Look at that. We've just got a whole cabbage patch of dead enemies out here. That is hilarious. Let's see what they've got. A bowtorn. A bone arrow. I don't really have any use for it. According to the game, it's still lightly raining, so screw it. Is there any penalty to just building one of these out of dirt? There we go. That seems to be working. I kind of wish I had just done this from the start. Well, I should probably make sure there's no grass in the surrounding area, because it will burn. Meanwhile, I'm not seeing any more smoke rising from here. So does that mean you are done once more? Yes, indeed. I gotta say, I'm really liking the physical structure side of building things. This seems like the kind of game where, unlike Minecraft, there's actually real reason to have structures other than your own main living area. In that, you would normally just put everything, all your utilities, along one wall, but here, I don't know, it means your little village is going to have to come to actually look like a village. It says we can use horsetail and cattails to make horsetail poultices. There we go. And this apparently should have medicinal properties. How does one use? There we go. I think I'm using it. You know what your primary benefit to the landscape is? Those sounds you make. Because otherwise, how else would we get a sound that so perfectly encapsulates what this game feels like? It's there even without you. But I think you make it easier to convey just what it is I feel when I'm wandering around foraging or looking for tools. Let's see what we can get from that again. Look, our gear is going completely crazy down there like a compass spinning in every direction. Will this get worse the further down it goes? Things are getting darker. Maybe you don't cause us to hallucinate. Maybe all you're doing is showing us what's always there. The gears of the world turning invisibly around us. That gear down there is effectively a sanity bar. These effects, the sound of those distant horns in the sky actually linger with me for a while even after leaving. I wonder if the ultimate endgame of this has something to do with you. Oh my god. What do you want from me, game? Well, at least they can't fit through doors, huh? Dude's just posted up between me and my house. I don't think I'll be able to hold them at bay with just the spear, honestly. You know, I'm starting to see why this has a reputation for being horror Minecraft. At night, it's a monster apocalypse. Not only are there small little troll creatures trying to break down my door, but I can hear the sounds of something gurgling and choking around my cabin at night. Okay, let's just do— oh my god, there's so friggin' many of them! Let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. Only chance. God, I didn't realize there were so many. Okay. The one thing that can chase me has to die. At this point, hail could kill me. Is that a bear? That's the bear. And everything is ignoring it. Why would it be like that? I was kind of hoping it would save the day, you know? Become an 11th hour good guy? Out of my way, buds. Well, we managed to kill 2 of them at least. The getting out, I think, was definitely the right call. I do not have nearly enough horsetail for this. Okay. After letting one kill me, we can retrieve our molds. And now that's done. It feels good to have some company, doesn't it? And the first thing we're going to need is the hammer. We're not even going to bother with the pickaxe right now because we can't make it. Now, at one point, this thing just sort of disappeared, so I used commands to give myself another one, along with the exact amount that we needed in copper, or rather the exact amount that we had before, that is. What's going on? What's going on? Oh my... Maybe I shouldn't go outside and check. Hang on. Let's put our stuff away. Take that out of the fire. We don't want to waste coal. It's starting to pour into our waking life. What are you... Tainted shiver. Is this affecting you? You're not even always there in this reality. Ow. Okay, back inside, back inside. That would have been a really bad time for the door to fail. It looks like the walls are running. Clearly, there is a whole other element of this game that I wasn't aware of, but am oddly not super surprised by. The insanity of the plains. Looking out over vast, undeveloped land and realizing there's gotta be something wrong with it. That's what this feeling is. I've heard it said that Europe is scary because it's old, America's scary because it's huge. Well, this world is both. Is this because I messed with those portal things? I really don't know what else to call them. All I know is I'm relatively safe in here. If I go to sleep now, I would no longer be able to wake up. There's a whole other layer to this game, isn't there? Wonder what it would be like if we were to see a traitor right now. Wait, a light temporal storm is imminent. It actually tells us in the log. So that's what we call this, a temporal storm. So I guess then we could see what I was calling those portals as like a rip in reality. A hole that we can peek through, and during these storms, it's everywhere all at once. There it goes. And when that temporal storm ends, what becomes of you? You got like tentacles coming out of your back. You're carrying a weapon. Oh, I can actually hurt you in this state. Well, I'm dead. You are not dying. Like, at all. But it seems like the tainted are mostly gone. Maybe it's exposure to the rain, the air. And you just abscond. I think maybe you were protected in the doorway. Alright, we're gonna once again smelt this copper. I've given myself about the same amount that I had before. I don't remember exactly. Because at one point this thing despawned and I lost it. Okay, we have reached max temperature. And we've got some melted, malted metal. Alright, let's pick it up. And pour it into the hammer. Wait. There we go. How cool is that? How cool is that? Now, how many units of metal do you have in you? Only 60. So we're actually going to put you back in. And totally cheat the last little bit. Yeah. Oh, it's white hot now. There we go, but it's not enough. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and place the last bunch in. It's not stuff that we actually had, but I do have to get the show on the road at a certain point, and I've spent so much friggin' time in this. Now, what do I do? Just wait for you to cool off now? Actually, we can probably check the thing. This is gonna need a little while to cool, and with the game's complex systems, I imagine there's probably things we can do to make that faster. You have enough, and I'm looking for just enough to do this. There we go. The way the offhand works is really interesting as well. Anyway, we just fill you up, and now we should have our hammer and our pickaxe in no time. Wait, do we also need an anvil for this? Probably, right? But maybe we don't. I mean, if we have the heads right here, maybe we can just put those on a stick. Maybe the anvil is only needed for other things, like swords. Meanwhile, let's just go ahead and leave this out here. Or actually, wait, if we leave you in the rain, I wonder if you'll cool more quickly? Or maybe that's a bad idea. You also do still contain some molten copper. Yeah, your temperature ain't really dropping any. Do you know how hot it must be in this room? We're literally smelting copper in here. This place was not built for this, and I'm actually kind of surprised it hasn't caught fire, given our misadventures earlier. Our hammer mold is dropped below 200 Celsius, which apparently means we can take it now, giving us our copper hammerhead. Okay. And our copper hammer, we have forged tools! And dang if they ain't pretty satisfying. I imagine you can probably do this a lot faster, and maybe the game is a lot more fun if you come in, like, on a second world knowing what you're doing. And I will say that every single step of the way has been really satisfying. It's just taken such a friggin' long time to get here, but I can definitely see the appeal. That's the thing, is I'm playing here a genre that, to me, is like watching paint dry, and this has been no exception. But at the same time, I've been impressed by every step of the way. Like, it's complex in ways that are definitely satisfying to the kind of person who doesn't feel satisfied by typical survival games. At the same time, though, it is done in a way that emphasizes the fun parts of survival rather than the tedious parts. Everything around us is something that can be worked in our favor in some way, and can also potentially be dangerous. However, I'm not sitting here dying of gangrene or whatever because I didn't get the proper nutrients. It does simulate those things, but you know, it doesn't make it so that we have to sit there looking at spreadsheets trying to figure out what we have to do. Now we can also take our pickaxe head, and there we are. It just feels so cool. It feels like we moved on up in the world, and we have. By the game's mechanics, we absolutely have, because the whole point of this experience, from what I've read, is that we're meant to be simulating humanity advancing through the various eras of its existence. It took like 7-8 hours for me, but we're talking thousands of years for early humans, right? I'm not sure how far the metalworking goes, but it's generally accepted that each new tier is essentially like entering a different era. I mean, here we are living in a log cabin in the strictest sense, but now we can make saws, which means we can make planks, which means we can be more precise with our constructions, which means so many things. It seems like a very small step, but it really is entering a whole new revolution of technology and building and everything, where each new capability opens up a whole new world. Let's see what we can get from this. Start breaking into granite. And I imagine different rock types are good for different things, right? Question is, can we make cobble out of this? Because, look, we don't actually get straight blocks like we do with dirt. We get these thingamajigs. Maybe we can do it with some of these other things? Like shale? I'm not sure. Let's try and get some limestone. That was something that stood out. So much rock. Limestone, dry stone fence. Okay, so we do build out of these things. I just want to know how to make the blocks. So hang on. Limestone cobble? We need fire clay. Why? I guess to hold it together. There we go. Create a neat little box in front of our house, and I will say, making a simple fence feels pretty cool at this stage. There's a lot more to do, and I've kind of neglected literally everything, like farming and all that other stuff, in the name of just pursuing copper. But I think this has been a really good foundation, and I always feel like it's a good early game when you can see the paths branching out before you by doing the simple stuff. There is a tremendous amount going on here, and on top of all of it is the horror layer, which didn't have to be here. I could easily see something like this being made by somebody who just wasn't satisfied with the survival of Minecraft, how it's something that you normally just ditch after the early game. I think it says a lot that it's taken a genre that I despise and managed to make it really, really cool, to where even when I wasn't really enjoying it, I was still looking at the things in front of me and saying, wow, that's like a really awesome level of forethought by the developer. Oh, hey, there's some copper in the grass right here. I was just on my way to the other stuff. Well, look. I had heard that copper on soil always means it's below, right? There we go, ladies and gentlemen, we have copper. I haven't even gotten into caves, but from what I've heard, caving is a lot more dangerous in this than it is in Minecraft, so maybe that's for the better. Meanwhile, here, our shovels are over. Look at that, it even sparks as we strike it! This game is just so full of details like that. Oh, that is so much. That is so much. This has been a very productive trip, and I can easily see things only continuing to increase in pace as we go. Oh boy. Living in a cave, are you? Maybe we should remember where that is. After all, now that we've got tools, now that we've got copper, this is where the exploration begins, and I regret to end the video right here. But I've already got a lot on my plate with what I have to edit, and it's already probably going to be sort of long. Suffice to say, all that does is give us an excuse to come back next time, so please let me know if you'd like to see more of this, because we have just scratched the surface. I mean, I know that there's all kinds of other things. I know there's things down in the caves. I know that there's lore documents to be found, and I know there's a whole old world to uncover. It's a game where you can almost feel and smell the earth. I mean, look at these ruins. Vintage Story is absolutely right, because it makes it feel like these things that we're finding aren't just Easter eggs that are out there for us to discover, already made like a time capsule. everything feels really old. Like you're walking over layers of something and you just gotta go explore it to find what's really there. This game just does atmosphere like no other, and I hated to leave it there. I hated spending this entire game just trying to get to the basics, but I think it's allowed us to see a lot of what this game is about, but not what it has waiting within. That's only just getting started, and I wanted to dip my toes into that, so I've opted to leave some of our harder-won tools behind. And whether we make it or not, I just want to see what's inside a cave. Hey, if nothing else, it'll get us out of the weather, right? Here's one. Never mind. Yes or mind? Let's go see about it. Ooh, what is that? Lobster. Oh, it's a type of mushroom. Oh my god. No, no, die, 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 die! Oh, it's a... It's one of you! You're one of the... Wait, you're one of the crazy ones! Get out, die. Everything's breaking. Wow. Turns out this is what happens when you come in with all the worst tools. You... Alright, no, run past, run past, run past. There's no chance. Yeah, you do have a close range attack, but it's not much. Oh, oh, and we're dead. Those caves are really dark and narrow and dangerous, but you know what? Let's just close ourselves in and enjoy our comfort, because in a world like this where everything wants to kill you and the earth is constantly trying to reclaim you, just like so many others before who had way more figured out, well, comfort is worth its weight in gold. And next we're gonna have to try to find some gold. That's the value of the atmosphere in a game like this. It's earning your comfort. I mean, this feels amazing compared to that first night under the canopy of the tree in the rain, the monsters coming in at the edge of our campfire. Hey, this presents a significant upgrade. I've been trying to explain it for the entire video, and it's so hard to qualify, but the whole thing in its texture and its gameplay and the way it presents to us just feels so earthy. Like it really feels like we're coming up from something that is simultaneously beautiful and hostile, and ultimately is what we make of it, but is entirely indifferent to us. It's got that Lovecraftian element where it feels like there's a history to discover, the nature of the monsters who themselves don't feel like a natural part of this. It's weird, like for a game that so much emphasizes the survival mechanics, it also weirdly innovates in the exploration as well. I mean, it's all about finding things and mapping things out, and I really want to find some of these lore documents, but I just never have. And that's the thing, it's very, very difficult to make a video on a game like this because it's a lot of gameplay and a lot of editing. And in the end, it doesn't really feel like I showed you more than the very basics, but, well, even still, for a game that I definitely would not play on my own time, I've still just been intrigued every step of the way. Every little thing, I've been like, that is so cool. But in the meantime, we'll just enjoy our comfort as we've gotten. We've earned a rest, haven't we? And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. That lightning turns the night into day, doesn't it?